Today we are talking about the Schomer, the watcher of self, to rid yourselves of the false selves, the ego, that talks you into doing things that may not be so good for you. Now, how do you know that you're listening to the first voice and not that second voice of false selves or ego? The first voice will always talk to you in the present tense. That's how you know spirit is telling you what's up. It's the truth. It's connected to your soul. It's what your inner thoughts are about. The minute you let the habitual mechanical self and the ego get involved, and it's talking about the past or the future, we have lost that moment of connection with source. So listen to that inner voice, that first voice of self. The way you can practice this intuition, because that's really what it is. It's about connecting with your intuition. Remember that I tell you all, you are your own healer. You are your own authority. And these are the ways and tools that we can get that. A great muscle to exercise when we really want to hone into that intuition is going into your closet first thing in the morning and letting your first voice tell you what you're wearing that day. Don't let the other yuck come into the message about, oh, I look fat in that. Remember when I wore that? Notice the story, right? Spirit's going to talk like, boom, wear that. It's very straightforward. It's none of the BS. That's how you're going to know it's the voice of spirit. In this crazy time of holidays and everything happening, it feels very, to me, wound up. Even though right now we happen to be in Mercury Retrograde, which is helping us slow down, even if we don't want to. We're also in the water element season, the Great Yin, another slowing down mechanism. So if you're reminded this week to slow down, listen to that inner voice. It's important because this is the time when you want to slow down and not ramp up. Symptoms of inner peace. I happen to find this lovely jewel from days gone by, and I'd like to read it to you because I think it's fabulous. And then we'll end with an imagery. Be on the lookout for symptoms of inner peace, especially right now. The hearts of a great many have already been exposed to inner peace. And it is possible that people everywhere could come down with it in epidemic proportions. When you love that, that would be wonderful. This could pose a serious threat to what has, up till now, been a fairly stable condition of conflict in the world. Notice the satire. Some signs and symptoms of inner peace. A tendency to think and act spontaneously rather than based on your fears and past experiences. We just talked about that. That's how you discern the present self voice, the inner voice of spirit, as opposed to the ego that may not be for your best interest. An unmistaken ability to enjoy each moment. Well, you can't do that unless you're in the moment, folks. So stay in the moment. A loss of interest in judging other people. Surprise! Stop the judging, mostly of yourself, please. A loss of interest in interpreting the actions of others. Don't emotionally digest what they're doing. Focus on you. What are you doing? Wear your blinders on in this life, right? Don't compare. You're running your own race in this instance. A loss of interest in conflict. A loss of the ability to worry. Frequent, overwhelming episodes of appreciation. Surprise. Contented feelings of connectedness with others and nature. Frequent attacks of smiling. I want to remind you to smile in the mirror every time you leave the house. Why? It's important for you to see that image and hold it for the day. Contented feelings of connectedness with others and nature. I love that one. An increased tendency to let things happen rather than to make them happen. Remember, in the Great Water Yin season, go with the flow. Don't push the river. Don't swim upstream. This is the time you want to be adaptable. That's a word I want you to use in your life. Be adaptable. An increasing susceptibility to the love extended by others, as well as the uncontrollable urge to extend it. Remember, be open to embrace and accept the love. I know as a lot of the women out there and some of the men, we're givers, we're givers. Exercise that muscle of receiving the love too. All right, wonderful. Listen, there's something I struggle with, and I'm sure I'm not alone in this. I would like to talk about changing the belief of not being good enough. This is very important. Hear my words. I suffered with this for a long time, and I no longer suffer with this, except when it rears its ugly head and I put it to bed again. So we're taking the Pharaoh's position. We're in a comfortable spot, our feet flat on the floor, our hands flat on the palms on the top of our thighs, and we're breathing out 3 times. The slow exhalation is the most important. And after you've breathed out 3 times slowly, and breathe in normally through your nose, keep your eyes closed, you're going to breathe normally. See, sense, and feel the experience of not being good enough. Wash those images to the left with a golden hose. Breathe out once. Imagine in front of you a clean slate and the positive images and experience that you see yourself in a new way. Morning and night for 3 weeks straight, do this imagery exercise. Breathe out and open your eyes. Thanks for being with me.